News reporter Matt Barentine breaks down the issue that's facing people who live in Baldwin County.
Last November, the 5-year renewal of the 1% sales tax got a resounding yes from Baldwin County.
And I want to thank all the voters of Baldwin County for putting us over the top and continuing this 1-cent sales tax to support our schools. Thanks, everyone.
Voters passed it by a 2-to-1 margin. But how would voters feel now if that tax became permanent?
Yes, absolutely. All for it.
My opinion is I think they ought to do a better management of money, just like we have to do.
I wouldn't see why not. Honestly, my opinion.
Just this year, enrollment is up by 1,200 students across the county. The tax becoming permanent came up in a recent email from Baldwin County School Board member David Tarwater. He says it's the only way to properly pay for new classrooms.
At some point, we have to address the growth issue with our schools.
Tarwater says that Daphne East is a good example of explosive growth. They already have a couple of portable classrooms, but he says within a few years, projections are they'll have more than a dozen.
I don't want one of my schools to have 13 portables sitting out. I just don't think it's fair to the students. I don't think it's fair to the parents.
But it's been that way for many years, and we really have to start planning for this rather than a reactive measure and saying, okay, we need more schools, so we need to add a tax or extend a tax.
School board member David Cox says adding more debt to the system would only create a temporary fix.
If we were to extend this tax, secure a bond to build new schools and to add on to schools, that will solve our problem for a few years, but not the 30 years that it's going to take us to pay it off.
Ultimately, it won't be up to voters to decide directly on whether the tax becomes permanent. It'll be in the hands of local legislators. In Baldwin County, Matt Barentine, Fox 10 News.
On our website, fox10tv.com, you'll find the entire transcript of Tarwater's email to parents. You'll also find links to Baldwin County legislative delegation, so you can let them know how you feel about making that tax permanent. We've also posted this as tonight's talker on our Facebook.